Welcome to Fox Encounter. I am your host, Fox. Please consider taking a few seconds to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more content and enjoy the episode.
And now, suspense.
So what was your question?
The question was, before I went off on that tangent, what's been the best movie you've seen, or let's name off a couple that you've seen in 2023?
Oh, good question. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen many new movies, like, at all. Let me take a look what came out this year. I'm trying to think. I just pulled it up. There we go. But yeah, I honestly have not seen anything brand new, like, this year type movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, trying to see here. There's a bunch coming out. I didn't see anything. There's a bunch I wanted to see, but then I just forgot about, you know? Like, I want to see, where is it? John Wick 4. I want to see that, but I forgot about it.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You saw Equalizer 3, though. How was that?
Yeah, Equalizer 3 is awesome.
Okay.
I got mad at this one dude who was, like, slandering Equalizer.
Put some respect on Equalizer's name.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Like that's kind of been my funny thing that I've been trolling people on Instagram is like I'll randomly read or randomly see people's letterbox reviews of movies or like that new thing, what is it called? Serialized.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's weird. It's basically letterbox, but like repackaged or whatever. Or I might be wrong, it might be something totally different, but I've been seeing that pop up. But when I look at serialized, it's mostly with like TV shows, so it might just be something for TV shows. I see it for like an anime and TV shows mostly. Yeah, I saw somebody like gave the first two Equalizers like 3-star, like 2.5 star, and I'm like, no,
that ain't it.
I will not stand for this. No,
those movies are good.
Yeah, and Denzel, like I feel like I might be biased, but like I feel like Denzel is like anything Denzel does is just like gold. You know what I mean? Like that man can do no wrong.
There's one movie he did that I thought sucked recently. That was like 3 years ago. What was it? The Little Things with Jared Leto.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like that one, but he's good. So it's Denzel. He's always good.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Like, yeah, I feel like he's also kind of like Christian Bale, where even if. But with Christian Bale, there's some movies I just think suck. But he is never bad.
Oh, yeah, never.
Like, I feel like Christian Bale is never bad. Even if the material is just, like, garbage, he is never bad.
Right.
Like, obviously, you know, like Thor, Love, and Thunder. As soon as they announced that Christian Bale was going to be in that, I knew for a fact. I was like, this is bad. It's going to be bad.
At least like, Christian Bale's going to be good.
Yeah, but he's going to be good.
At least decent.
At least watchable.
Yeah, exactly. Because he'll have like, the best parts.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no. The reason why I mentioned if there are any movies that you've been hyped for, I feel I'm on the same level as you, whereas we just haven't been super hyped for movies very much lately. Whether it's because the dip in quality, whether it's just because like how like the marketing is, or legitimately the only 3 movies I was hyped for, I've already watched 2 of them, and that was Mission Impossible.
Right.
Because I'm invested in that. I've been invested in Mission Impossible for a long time.
Right.
And The Equalizer 3, again, another franchise I've been, invested in. And the last thing is Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Rebel Moon is honestly there's honestly only 2 movies that I'm like genuinely looking forward to. Like I see trailers for movies. You ever see a trailer and you're kind of like, that looks interesting, but then you forget about it the next day. I've had so many cases like that. Like they announced it like a year ago and it's coming out now, but you forgot about it. There's so many movies like that. The only 2 I'm genuinely looking forward to are Rebel Moon for one, but also the new Martin Scorsese movie.
Well, you know what? I forgot one. The Taylor Swift movie.
Oh yeah,
that's another one.
I didn't know that was a thing. It's like a concert, right?
And that one was like kind of like I didn't really know about it until it only got announced like a couple months ago. But that thing is killing it, bro. Like I've seen so many people hating on it just because it's like, well, why aren't these movies getting pushed as much as her or this and that, or like, why is it that Taylor Swift's the only thing I can go watch in theaters? It's like, it's really not, but that is the reason why. I want to have this argument so much with people is that it's not the studios, it's not anything but the consumers. It's us. We're doing that. Taylor Swift's movie made like $150 million before it even released.
Oh, and that is tickets?
Yeah, and that's
crazy.
A testament to the fan base that she has. No matter what, like she can do anything, and people are gonna pay out the ask for it. I know because I'm a huge fan too. So I know I'm in that demographic. But here's the thing. She has a dedicated fan base. People who watch film claim to be that kind of a fan, but clearly they're not because these movies aren't, they're not seeing the movies. Like I was watching this guy's podcast on music. He does a lot of like hip hop stuff. And he's always arguing with people about the fact that people will always say, oh, only the garbage music gets pushed right now. And like, where's all the, you get all the old heads like, where's all the good music? And I remember back in my day, it's like, and it's the same thing. I relate a lot of what he says about music to film. And it makes so much sense to me because I'm like, it's the same thing now. People are always like, oh, well, the studios and everybody only pushes like these garbage movies or like these, like these blockbuster movies, like the Marvel movies or Fast and Furious or whatever. But the thing is, you guys keep throwing money at it. That's why.
It's called it's called speaking with your wallet. So like, just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, there is, much like music, there is good music out there, or good music. I mean, music is music. It's, if you hate it, somebody else might like it. It's totally subjective, So you just have to search it out. That's what he's always talking about. Like, there is good music out there besides like the Ice Spices and all these other people of the world that people claim to be like ruining music. I've never heard any of her music, so I'm not saying she's bad or anything. Like, it's the same thing with film. Like, we talk about like how bad movies are and this and that, but like no one's seeking out like these lower like indie films. No one's like going to the theaters. And the perfect example is I posted about this anime that came out, and I'm not a huge fan of anime, but I watched this anime film called Suzume, which is fantastic. I think it's like probably one of the best animes I've ever seen. That I saw that in theaters. And when I went, the theater was like completely empty. They only had like one showing for it. And now it started to get a bit of like more like hype around it. So it's going to come back to theaters. I don't know when, but I'm like pushing for that. Like, go watch that, don't complain about, oh, we're only getting Taylor Swift movies or this and that, when you guys won't go see the smaller stuff.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a clip? There was literally a clip that I sent you where someone said the same exact thing. Where they're like, it was people complaining about Marvel movies and stuff. Although thankfully, I think a lot of the Marvel movies aren't doing as well as they expected. Like Ant-Man didn't do well at all. I think it still pulled in like about 500 million, something like that.
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at, but I mean,
it's not.
What else?
It's not $1 billion like they wanted.
Yeah,
and I know every DC movie's been doing since Black Adam.
And that one comes with the fact that comes with the fact of the whole like reboot thing, because we had talked about that, how it's like, well, if this universe is dead, why do I care about anything that's coming out?
Exactly. It's such a weird move.
They totally fucked that up. Like whoever idea was stupid.
They just bit the bullet and they're like, we're just gonna. I guess the idea was to invest in the future because they got bought out. I guess they're financially secure now for the time being, and they're just let James Gunn do it once. I don't know. I'm still gonna. Only one I'm actually looking forward to is Aquaman. And all the ones I was looking forward to was I wanted to see Shazam 2 because the first one was really good. But then I saw scenes from it, and then I saw reviews, and I don't typically like most reviewers, but they all said the same exact thing, which was it's a pattern. They were all like, I wasn't hyped because this introduces stuff and characters, but it's not going to matter. So why do I care? So I'm like, it's a good point. Why would I watch this if it is not going to matter in 2 years? And the same thing with I saw a poster or a cover. I think it was on Entertainment Weekly or Time Magazine or whatever. I know it was advertising Aquaman, as the end of the DC extended universe or something like that, and it's because it's the last one to come out before the new reboot.
I mean, does that even include? I feel like they said, or James Gunn said that Blue Beetle is a part of it, but then he backtracks and says it's not. And then it is. I feel like Blue Beetle is a part of this one? DC one, because that had been in pre-production way before James Gunn even came along.
Same thing with The Flash. Basically, from what I saw when I was talking about it months ago on Twitter, basically The Flash reset parts of the DCEU because he has future projects with the same cast from his Suicide Squad movie and the Peacemaker show. So it resets parts of the DC universe.
Just the parts that he wants.
Exactly. So my guess, he did say Blue Beetle was a part of it, but we'll see if that actually matters. And when we talked about the Flash movie, it didn't really feel like a reboot. All it did was just have its own little weird story that like it didn't feel like it was setting up much besides just saying, yeah, there's multiple universes. Enjoy this Flash movie that's been in production for like a decade.
And then now I wonder, like, yeah, with that, and then Shazam's end credit scene had some stuff that it was trying to set up that obviously is going to go nowhere.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, like,
point.
well, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it if you want to skip ahead, but I don't think really, like I said, it's a dead universe, so I don't think it really matters anymore.
Matter, yeah.
But at the end of Shazam, James Gunn's wife, James Gunn's wife, I don't know her name. I don't know her name.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, they show up to Shazam trying to recruit him to the Justice Society of America. You know, like with Black Adam, with Hawkman, and those guys. And that could have been cool. That could have been cool because there's like a whole joke about like, yeah, and it's like, all right, that's obviously not gonna happen, but okay. Funny joke in there about in Shazam 2, he's like obsessed with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman shows up at the end of the movie, and then he's like, they don't even tell him anything about what the team is. He's like, "Do you want to be part of the Justice?" And before they finish, he's like, "Yes, I'm in." And then the Justice Society is like, "Wait a minute," he's all, "Is that the one with Wonder Woman in it?" And he's like, "No, that's the Justice League." He's like, "Oh, I'm trying to be part of the one with Wonder Woman in it." And then but he makes fun of the fact that like it's confusing. He made kind of like a funny reference to like the Avengers or whatever.
The only new movie I saw, but actually in theaters, was the new Exorcist movie, and that sucked. They got was it David Gordon Green that he needs to stop touching classic horror franchises.
He did Halloween, right? The newer
he did Halloween, the new trilogy. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. This one's not as bad as those, but like it's way more boring.
It's not as bad.
Not as bad, but it's way more boring. Halloween Kills and Ends. At least people actually die. It's pretty bloody, even though it's so stupid. This one, The Exorcist, is just stupid and dumb and boring. Like you only see much of like there's 2 possessed girls this time, and you don't really see much of them. So that's
interesting. That concept alone, I feel like could have been good because you never had that really. Like think about like all these possession movies is usually focusing on like one possessed person. Interesting.
It was interesting. Then it kind of goes a typical route where you think where they bring back the mother from the first Exorcist movie because she's dealt with this before or something. You know.
Okay. So it's a continuation then.
Yeah, technically, yeah. So it's a pseudo sequel, like there you go, like Halloween 2018. It's a pseudo sequel.
The requels, what they call them.
Yeah, that's what they're called now. Reboot sequels. Star Wars did it. Candyman, I guess, is a requel too. And then we got Scream 5 was a requel. I mean, they made that phrase in the movie, so it's kind of funny.
I haven't seen any of those Scream ones.
The newer ones, the Scream 5 was okay. Scream 6 sucked. So